Hello guys, welcome to the Spicy Lady M's channel again. It's so good to have you here. Thank you for all the engagement in the last upload and the previous after that and after that. Thank you so much. You guys are the real VIPs. To all my new subscribers, thank you. To the new subscribers, thank you. To the viewers and to those who watch who have not yet subscribed, you don't comment, please. From now onward, I recommend that you subscribe after watching, give a thumbs up, drop a beautiful comment in the comment section because I'll be there waiting for you guys. So thank you so much. Thanks again to Ngozi Chukwu TV. In short, you are simply amazing. Thank you so much. Diving into straight what we have today, working abroad. You must have heard so many stories or dreamt so many beautiful dreams while you're in Nigeria. Oh, I want to travel abroad, I want to work abroad, I want to build a family foundation for maybe you're not yet married, you're still single and you're thinking of preparing a solid foundation for your kids when they eventually come abroad, even for yourself. Fantastic idea, it's a brilliant choice, but there's so many preparations to be put on ground that you have to take note of before you take that flight. 1, physical preparation. What are the physical preparations? Please make sure your documentations are right, your embassy, work, visitations, your requirements, everything, your validations, your assessments, everything from the immigration, everything is simply in order and you're prepared physically. Part of your physical preparations might be your finances, apart from your documentations, which are already done by the immigration and by the embassies of the countries you're intending to travel to. You must make physical preparations like your clothing, the kind of what weather will you be getting into at the country where you're arriving. Are they in the summer, in the spring, or probably during the winter period where everyone is cold? You're cold, then if you're coming straight from Africa, a tropical continent, to the other side of the world, the cold is different from what you have in Nigeria, which is the Harmattan season, which always seems to be the coldest season in Nigeria. But just believe me that Harmattan season is nothing compared to the winter seasons that are on this side of the world. When you're coming, get your proper clothing. Probably you might not want to do too much spending on that aspect in Nigeria. When you get to that country, whoever welcomes you, your friend, your colleague, or your associate who welcomes you in your new country of residence, will help you get to the shops, the clothing line shops, to get proper winter clothing items for you and your family, or perhaps just you alone, so that you're accurately and adequately covered during the cold seasons. Emotional preparation. Coming abroad as a single person is not easy. It's always better when you come with family, like you're married. Always, if it's possible, if you can finance you and your family coming together, please kindly do so, because loneliness in this part of the world, it's nothing to write home about. You could be in your apartment, you could be in your self-contained, your condo, you could your full house, which you have from the rooms upstairs, your kitchen and your sitting room in the middle, and underneath you have the keller like we have in Austria here. So it depends on the type of apartment you're staying. And then if you're coming with your family, good, you have people to relate with from the same background, from the same country, same cultural background to interact with, and that wouldn't be a problem. But if it's just you alone, then there's something you just have to know. The Nigerians you know in Nigeria are not the same Nigerians you know when you travel out of the country. Your friends you've known for 5 years, when you come over, or for a couple decades in Nigeria, when you come over here, there's a lot you see about people and you're like, oh, you don't behave like this when you're in Nigeria, or is this it's just the emotional shock you get. And so you can't blame your friends you come up to meet here, like, oh, trying to make them feel bad, because when you make people feel uncomfortable for hosting you, they have every kind of right to tell you to give them space. So it might come as a shock to you what I'm saying, but actually it happens. So please, when you're coming out, traveling out, relocating out of Nigeria, be ready for emotional shock, and be ready. When I mean ready, try not to be too disappointed in people, okay? Because it's really different out here. It's totally different out here. Reality shock. What is the reality shock? There are several reality shocks you get from language. If you're going to even in Nigeria, general language is English, and then you travel to other countries where they speak English, and you find out that the English spoken there could be different from what you already know right from your primary school days or nursery school days. So there's always a great shock, like, oh, I this person said a couple of sentences, I could not even pick just one word from it, and then you are in a kind of shock. So please be ready for all that. Try to Google and find out about the country where you're going, how the people behave. Try to make calls, the location where you'll be resident, dwelling, as in living in. Try to find out what kind of environment it is, and the kind of people who live around there. Like, where in Austria here, we have so many, we have about 23 districts, Bezek, where people live in the capital of Austria, which is Vienna. And then in that, we have some districts that are highly populated by some nationals. And then you find out that, oh, some areas are really quiet and really calm to live in, and while some areas are really loud and busy throughout the day, morning to night, night to dawn. It's just busy because of the nationals that live there. Because when you're living in this in a community where almost everyone from there is from the same national background, there's this freedom, there's this air of freedom. It's not like you're still under the government, but you're under the government of the nation where you are, but there's this familiarity that brings so much freedom amongst the people, the residents in that district. So find out where you're going to be residing, your home location, and try to know a couple of people, Nigerians who are living. If you're coming from Nigeria or from any part of the African country, try to find out who the side people, community, your national community living in that region. It will help you get over a lot of this reality shock. The language, the food, everything can be what you wouldn't consider a shock in Africa is a real shock over here. Starting all over again is another point. After the reality check, you must be ready to start all over again, most especially if you're coming here to work, and you are not sent or sponsored by an organization or by an international organization. You must be ready to start all over again, and you must kind of lay down all your titles you have in Nigeria. If you were working here, if you're working there, please try to put all that on the low and start all over again. Don't be ashamed to ask for help. Don't be ashamed to call people to ask for help. Don't be ashamed to tribalistic. Don't be tribalistic. You will find out that even people from other countries are more willing to help you than people from your own country. So, and sometimes the words you say with your mouth actually works for you. I'll tell you just a few reasons why I said that, or just share an example with you. You know, sometimes people say, oh, the old Austrians are very stingy, they don't drop their euros, they and I was discussing with her, and I said, no, not all of them can be bad. Where some people are strict and staying, there are some that are nice and just loving, open-handed, they're just free. And I went to one of the shops to get my home supplies, and I was short of coins. And actually, there was an elderly lady, a real Austrian lady. She was standing right behind me, and she was watching while I was trying to have this. I didn't have the dimension of that coins that they really needed, and I was not ready to split my money for just because of some cents. So I was like, okay, should I drop something? I was like, okay, if there are some shops you go to, they'll say, okay, you can go with it, it's no problem, it's a gap. But this one, I actually needed all the items there, and I was not ready to split that money for the sake of just a couple of cents. And so this lady right behind me, she just looked and said, okay, do you know what? Whatever it is that she's buying, I'm paying 10 euro out of it. So add it to my bill. That was it. I was like, really? She said, yeah, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. I said, really? She said, yeah, you know. I said, wow, thank you, super thank. Thank you, Sean. Like, thank you so much. Thank you very much. I was so happy. I was like, wow. So, and while I left the casa, I was packing my stuff into my trolley to leave the shop. I don't, my spirit, the spirit of God just remember what you said yesterday, that not all people, not all Austrians are, you know, they are not like this, that word against people from other, the third world countries and all of that. Say, actually, the word you say, it's what comes back to you. When you speak good, good comes back to you. When you speak evil, it finds its way back to whosoever has pronounced it. So, be ready to start all over again. If you are not, try not to copy anybody. There are some people who have been in this country in the country where you're relocating to for years, and if you want to measure up standards with them, you want to ride the kind of cars they're riding, you want to buy the kind of designers clothes they're wearing, where they go shopping, you want to go out for dinners or lunch where they do all that, you want to buy the type of houses they're living in, the type of furniture they're living in, you want to, don't dabble into all these things until you understand your plan. You understand your plan, your billing plan. When you come into the country, understand how your income is coming in, the job you're getting, how stable is the job, and how your income is coming, how your bills come in, your house bill. If you are not covered by an organization or by an office, you must understand your private billing plan. How your bills comes in, how your water bill comes in, how your energy bill comes in, your storm, your everything. Understand your internet bill. Understand all these things before. Understand and watch yourself survive it for 1 year. 1 year preceding the following year. Now you're getting into the game. You are getting into that life. Yeah, there's a process to all these things. There is a process to all these things. You can't just jump like a chicken that has just been hatched and you want to fly. No. Don't do that. Don't do that. Understand your plan. Don't go on vacation trips with people who have been in the country for years. Don't plan your vacation like those who have been in the country for years, and learn to adapt, which is the final part. Learn to adapt. Adapt to the weather, learn to adapt to the culture, learn to adapt to the language, learn to adapt to the living life, the living plan, the living style of the people. It makes it more easier. Don't say I'm an African, anywhere I go I must remain an African. Good, when you have such mentality, that's good for you. But please, don't be the type like you go to a shop to buy a loaf of bread and you hear €2 plus for that type of bread that you really love. I'm not saying all breads are €2. There are some that are 50 cents for Samuel Broth. There are some that are €1 plus, which is my favorite bread from Ofa. And there are various prices of items. Don't say, oh, there's this mentality when you're new in a country. How much is this bread? Convert it to naira immediately. How can I spend that on this thing? Please learn to live. Learn to live. If you work so hard, please eat properly. If you work so hard, take care of yourself properly. Wear the right clothes. Don't wear worn out clothes. Don't wear worn out shoes just because you are trying to cut costs and to save money in Africa. It is good to save money in Africa, but please make sure your living condition in the country where you're working is habitable, is pleasurable, it is moderate, modest, not expensive. Try to adapt to the country where you're residing. So with this little points here and there, this will proceed is leading us into the type of jobs you will find in Austria. So I hope you've been able to pick 1 or 2 points. If you know you had some cultural shocks, if you have not watched one of my videos where I talked about my cultural shock, please go to my studio, and then you'll find the video right there. I think I'll be able to link it in the description box. Go there and find it. Before you relocate to any country, please do your proper research so that you will not feel bitter at the end of the day. Do a proper research. So thank you so much, guys. Thank you for staying to the end, watching this. Thank you so much. Hope to see you in the next video. Bye. Ciao.